Oh hey guys, it's Matt with BleepinJeep.com. I was just getting pumped up for this next video. Today we're going to be installing a JcrOffroad gas tank skid plate for the XJ. So make sure to check out their stuff at JcrOffroad.com. They do skid plates, armor, bumpers, all kinds of great stuff for Jeeps. So check them out, JcrOffroad.com. Do check out my website too, BleepinJeep.com. We've got all the best off-road videos on YouTube. None of the boring stuff, hats and t-shirts, muffler bearings, flux capacitors, and more. BleepinJeep.com. Make sure to subscribe right here. And then, let's get started. Okay, so the XJ gas tank skid plate is thick. It's made out of some heavy-duty stuff. And it doesn't take a lot of hardware to put it in, but it does require some muscle. I've also got the XJ nutserts that go inside the frame rail of the Jeep, and those just help locate everything. You'll see that in just a minute. Alright, so on the Cherokee itself, you'll want to go ahead and probably take off the rear bumper, especially if you're going to be putting these nut strips in. You have to. It'll also help to get the receiver off. Now keep in mind that on some model Cherokees, it's not guaranteed that your factory receiver hitch is going to fit back on, so just keep that in mind. Now JCR does make the rear bumper that has the receiver hitch built in, so keep that in mind as well. But if you need to know how to take the rear bumper off of a Cherokee, I've got a video on that, so just check that out. It's online, called How to Remove a Stock Jeep Cherokee Rear Bumper or something like that. But it's pretty simple. There's only 8 bolts right here and here, and then it just pops right off. Now after that, we're going to remove the receiver so that we can get the gas tank skid up in place. So let's do that now. Alright, so more than likely these things will be on there pretty tight, so you probably want to hit them with some PB Blaster at first. And then it looks like it's a 18 millimeter on top and a 19 or a 3/4 will work on the bottom here. And on this model there's 6 bolts. So 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. Now I'm going to use an impact wrench and just zip those off, hopefully. Alright, now on the interior ones you don't actually have to hold the top with a wrench. It's just kind of like a carriage bolt with a metal tab on it. So now you just want to make sure that you don't break these off or something, in which case you'd be in a heap of trouble. Alright, so as you can see, you're going to need a magnet on a stick if you want to get that out of there. Well, where did it go? Alright, now you could actually reuse these bolts if you really wanted to, but I'm going to recommend that you get the nutsert strip from JCR. Alright, so we've got that out. Now we've just got one more in there, and then we'll do the other side, and I'll meet you back here. And if a bolt won't cooperate, you might have to use a breaker bar and those muscles we talked about earlier. Oh, gosh. Oh, shit. Okay guys, now it's time to put these nut strips in, and I've got a video on this too, but it's pretty simple. You're just going to take the one that points to the right, and that goes on the right. The one that points to the left goes on the left, and you just slip them in there, and they line up with the holes on the bottom here. Now we'll just take the the bolts that come with them after we get the gas tank in place, and those bolts will just go right into the nuts that are welded to that strip. Okay, so right here we're looking at the exhaust hanger, and on some Cherokees you're going to need to modify or relocate the exhaust hanger. This one's not even in use at the moment, but I'm going to take that off using a 13 millimeter socket. Okay, so there's one more thing that needs to come off, and that's this right here on the left side where your gas filler neck is. There's this little cover plate for the gas lines, and we're going to take that off. You don't actually have to take it off, but just make sure it's out of the way right here. Ooh. Okay, now we just need to slide it into place with a jack and some balancing skills. Alright, once you get it close, let's go ahead and put a bolt or two in here so that we don't lose it, and then we'll finesse the rest into position after we get those on. Alright, now I'm going to leave those a little bit loose, and I'm going to reposition the jack here. We'll lift that front end up, and then we'll line up all the rest of those bolts there. Alright guys, well you might need to nudge it around a little bit back and forth, but basically what you're going to do is put these bolts that came with the nut certs right up through. It's going to go through the gas tank skid, through the frame rail, and into the nut cert. Now if you're going to put your receiver on, you're going to want to put that on before you put the bolts in, obviously. Alright guys, so we lost some audio here, so I'm just going to make up some audio for you. Clank, clank, clank. Ratchet, 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 ratchet. Okay, this part right here, you're gonna just bolt back on. And on the passenger side, on the 96 and earlier, you're gonna need a different exhaust hanger. JCR recommends a Napa part for that. I'll leave that link or that part number in the description below. But if you're handy, you could also just fab up something. All you need to do is hang that in between here with some kind of rubber isolator. Alright guys, check it out. Now that's only a ½ an inch or so from the original gas tank, so we don't lose very much ground clearance at all. Now we're ready to go bash on the rocks. That thing's heavy duty. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to check out this armor and more at JcrOffroad.com. They make all kinds of armor for Jeeps and bumpers and all kinds of great stuff. JcrOffroad.com. Make sure to check out my website too, BleepinJeep.com. We've got all the best off-road videos on YouTube. None of the boring stuff, hats and t-shirts, muffler bearings, flux capacitors, stickers, coupon codes, discounts. Did I forget something? Anyway, make sure to subscribe right here to the YouTube channel and check out the Facebook page too. We'll see you next time.